What's going on, YouTube? Today I bring you my first team draft of this offseason, and today we're going to be doing the Cardinals. Just a little forewarning, this is going to be 5 rounds and not 7. I would like to say that I, know all the prospects in this class, but I don't. But I can confidently go to the 5th round and be able to give you good players, because I don't want to sit there and, in the 6th and 7th round, take guys that I don't know, that I've never looked at. So we are going to be doing 5 rounds. But first, we're going to take a look at some of the free agents, going on with the team. Patrick Peterson and the Cardinals have obviously decided to part ways. Larry Fitzgerald, he's could come back, I suppose, but they do have some wide receivers leaving, and they never had the best room in the first place. Now, obviously, they have Hopkins, so it's not a huge need, but that might be something we look at. Taking a running back for the Cardinals is a popular pick. Was a popular pick for a while, since Kenyon Drake is a free agent and he could resign. But there are still a good amount of other people up here, and a lot of important players to the Cardinals. Campbell, Sweezy, Peters, Hassan Reddick, secretly was like really, really good this year. So they're definitely going to want to try to bring him back. Their kicker and their punter, both on contract years. They have a lot of linemen, a lot of corners, a lot of safeties, a lot of defense in general. So I think that we are going to try to focus on the defense here, but obviously, the offensive line is also somewhere we should look as well. The Cardinals are projected to have $13.5 million in cap space, so they can probably bring a couple of those guys back, maybe. I mean, if it means letting Hassan Reddick go, they might be able to sign some other guys. But that being said, let's move into the draft. So 5 rounds, or not 4, 5, and we're going to be moving fast, so obviously we can get to the picks. So let's see what TDN has in their mock draft creator. So looking here, Penei Sewell goes to the Lions at 7. But besides that, a pretty sensible draft. So yeah, here we are with our first pick, and I'll scroll down here a little bit. And also this will be no trades. So yeah, let's go. And looking at the board here, there is a very, very nice edge player here in Kwity Paye. I think he would fit very nicely with the Cardinals. He can really play defensive end or outside linebacker. And again, they're losing Hassan Reddick, so he could be that replacement. There's an amazing tackle here on the board in Christian Darrisaw. People severely underrate this guy. Someone told me the other day he's not a top 15 player in the draft, and I disagreed heavily. I think he is. I think he, besides Sewell, is easily the best tackle in the class, lineman, let alone tackle. There is, some great running backs here, obviously. However, it is way too high at 16 to take a running back here. The pick definitely does have to be a cornerback here. It's just, the corner has to be the pick here. The corner room is just really bad, and really just, there's nothing there. With Patrick Peterson and probably Drake Kirkpatrick leaving, your starting corner is Byron Murphy, and I'm not even sure who your backup or your second guy would be, let alone your backups. So being that it's just such a decimated room, and it's not good in the first place, definitely got a good corner here. And see, Eric Stokes is someone that I think is very, very boom or bust, and I do expect him to be a boom player, but that is if he does go to a zone scheme, and the Cardinals are definitely not a zone defense. And so the pick definitely is J.C. Horn or Asante Samuel here, but it does have to be J.C. Horn. After Farley and Surtain, J.C. Horn is easily the best corner available at that point in the draft. The dude is very gifted athletically. He's been very, very nice and physical. He's just an all-around very solid corner, and he would instantly make it an amazing impact for them there. So then with our second pick, if you want to look running back here, I think I'd really like a guy like Michael Carter with the Cardinals. I think that'd be an amazing fit. If you want to go wide receiver here, there are some really nice guys on the board. Dwayne Eskridge, although I'm not a big fan of Tutu Atwell, I do like the fit of him on the Cardinals a lot. Elijah Moore makes sense here. Tylan Wallace makes sense. So there are some nice receivers to possibly go here. If you want to look offensive line, there are some very good tackles on the board in Eichenberg and Raduns. If you want to look inside, Creed Humphrey, Landon Dickerson, those are both pretty talented guys. If you want to go defense again, maybe take somewhere along the defensive line if you truly want. There's some guys here, but I do really think a receiver is kind of needed because who knows if Larry Fitzgerald is probably going to retire in all honesty. And again, there's not much beyond Hopkins. And a guy that I think would fit amazingly with DeAndre Hopkins, that's Dwayne Eskridge. I think Dwayne Eskridge was very overhyped for a while after the Senior Bowl. However, it did still definitely boost his stocks. He got recognized a lot more. I went back to look at some of his tape, and I really liked what I saw. People had him in the first round, and that was very, very overhyped for me. I think he's a solid second rounder. I really like the ability that he shows. He has really nice speed, and his speed isn't his main thing, but he does have pretty nice hands. He's just an all-around very solid receiver, and I think he'd fit very well with DeAndre Hopkins. With Kyler Murray kind of struggling to see the middle of the field because of his height, I just think it makes sense because Eskridge can really be more of that outsider, the short threat, and then just make the explosive play downfield. So I think it's a good fit, and I really like the pick here. Then at 79, Javonte Williams is still on the board, as well as Michael Carter, actually. So that's a really tempting pick. I don't think Javonte Williams is as good as they're saying he is, but if you want to go edge, I would have really liked if Quincy Roche fell here. He probably won't be here in the real draft. But if you do want to go defense here, Jordan Smith makes a lot of sense. I think he fits really nicely. I would go Rashad Weaver, but he is another guy that won't be here at this spot. So yeah, if you want to go tight end, Hunter Long is a very, very talented dude that I really, really like. I think he's really good, and I think he'd fit with the Falcons Cardinals really well. There's an amazing tackle on the board, Spencer Brown. I am a big fan of Spencer Brown. This is probably around where he's actually going to go. I think he should go higher. So if you want to go there, but being that Kenyon Drake probably will be leaving due to their cap situation and other players they're trying to resign, I do think a running back would be nice here. And, I know people might like Javonte Williams more. In fact, some people have him as their number 2, or even I've seen number 1 in the class. But I like the fit of Michael Carter a lot better with the Cardinals. I just think he's more of that Kenyon Drake mold, which worked out very nicely for them. Kenyon Drake was really solid, so you get a guy like Michael Carter. He's a smaller but a faster guy, and I just think that fits better with the Cardinals. Javonte Williams can catch, obviously, but he's just not nearly as good in that type of game as Michael Carter is. So I think it's a better fit, and I like it a lot more. So, yeah, I think that's the pick. It's deciding to be a little slow here, so we will patiently wait. TDN. By the way, quick reminder while we are waiting, if you haven't subbed, go ahead. Content coming all the time, and why not? It's free. So yeah. So we're going to be in our pick in about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3. And we're here. No, we're not, because the Texans have our 4th round pick due to the David Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins trade. That still looks very idiotic on the Texans' part, but hey, they get our 4th round pick, right? So, since we will now be waiting for the 5th round, let me know what you guys want to see next. If you want to see your team with their mock draft, just let me know. If you want to see position rankings, which I'm doing soon, probably going to be doing edge soon, so that'll be coming. But yeah, tell me what else you'd like to see, and if it's not one of those 2 videos, just tell me, and I will reply. At worst, I'll reply. At best, I'll do the video. So yeah. I don't know why TDN's being super slow. My internet's bad, but it's not this bad. Yeah. And we made it. We're here after waiting I don't know how long. So yeah. Anyways, at this point, there are still obviously some positions you're going to want to look. If you're looking at offensive line, Cole Van Lennon is a very, very underrated tackle from Wisconsin. I really like him a lot. I don't know. Alaric Jackson might make sense here. I think people dropped on him a bit too much, but I mean, he's probably going to go more like 6th round for me. Same with Josh Ball. He's just more like a 6th rounder to me, but they are the best tackle at this point if you want to take one. If you're looking inside offensive line, Drake Jackson might be a good fit. Well, actually, Drake Jackson would be a really nice fit for the Cardinals. I don't know. It's just Drake Jackson is very undersized for a lineman, and I'm not sure how much I like that. So maybe a guy I'm more willing to take a 6th, 7th rounder on. If you're looking at defense, Chris Tonga is a very tempting pick here. Although you guys did take the kid from Hawaii last year, and I really liked him a lot. So I kind of think he's already what Chris Tonga is, just better. So I don't see that being the pick. If you want to go edge here, Ellerson Smith, Shaka Toney, Chauncey Golston. There's still some very nice edge players on the William Bradley King. So yeah, there's still some very nice edge players on the board. If we want to look at tight end, there are no tight ends left. I mean, Nick Eubanks is a possible pick here, but for the Cardinals, I don't know if it's the best pick to go. I think the pick is going to be an edge here, however, and although I like Shaka Toney a lot more than Ellerson Smith, I mean, Shaka Toney, in my opinion, should probably go 2nd or 3rd round. The dude is very, very athletically good. Raw, like, Gordon Ramsay raw, but he is, he does look pretty solid for how raw he is. But I do really love the pick of Ellerson Smith to the Cardinals. He's been another really underrated guy. He played at Northern Iowa, so he hasn't gotten the most attention, but he is pretty solid. He's got a really nice spin move, especially a really good motor, and just speedy. I think with some development, some time, he could be a serious pass rusher in the NFL. But I do believe that is our last pick, unless we have another 5th round pick. Nope, we are done with our draft. So yeah, if we look back at our picks here, so we made out with a really solid corner, a really good number 2 to DeAndre Hopkins, a really solid running back, and a really good edge player. So all around, this was a pretty solid draft for the Cardinals. Offensive line is obviously something they still may want to, address. But, it's not horrible. It's bad, but it's not horrible. And just being that Kenyon Drake is probably leaving, same with Larry Fitzgerald, and they don't have much else besides those two guys on the offense, obviously besides DeAndre Hopkins. I just think it makes more sense to get Kyler Murray some help in 2 great players, as well as get some good defensive players that fit key needs. So overall, I really like the way this draft turned out. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you want to see next, and I will for sure take a look at it. Thank you guys for watching so much on the road to 300 subscribers, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.